There are no shortage of minicamps open this week across the NFL, and as a result, no shortage of talents making business decisions on whether or not to show up. The question, of course, is who's playing their cards right? I'm Kyle Krabs with A to Z Sports, and this week for most of the league is consisting of mandatory minicamp, with the key word, of course, being mandatory. Teams can subject players to up to six figures in fines if players do not have an excused absence from the several days of on-field work, as teams look to continue to build towards the start of training camp at the end of July. Perhaps the biggest surprise one way or another through the news today is running back James Cook, who's seeking to become one of the highest paid running backs in the NFL and has posted consecutive 1,000-yard seasons in the Buffalo Bills backfield, did decide to show up to mandatory minicamp. And it does make sense. It's the right decision for Cook. He's a player who's interested in maximizing his earnings potential. And through his first 3 years in the NFL, he's made just over $4.5 million. Thanks to some performance adjustments, the fourth and final year of his rookie contract is set to pay Cook over $5.3 million. But Cook's looking for a payday in the ballpark of $17, $18, $20 million per season. There's a pretty fat chance the Bills actually give him a dollar amount in that range, which makes his opportunity to maximizing his earnings critical. And that means showing up to minicamp. And the fact that Cook did ultimately show up for minicamp today suggests that Cook, no matter how brave of a face he puts on in the public eye, knows in his heart of hearts that the Bills have all of the negotiating power with a fourth-year running back coming off of a rookie contract. Now, other players have different circumstances and are a little bit more keen to perhaps take on some of those six figures in fines. That includes pass rushers Trey Hendrickson and TJ Watt. It should be absolutely no surprise that Trey Hendrickson is continuing to drag his saga with the Bengals out, although there was some interest in the Bengals moving on from linebacker Jermaine Pratt this week. Could that mean more money freed up for the Bengals to up their offer and get a deal done with Hendrickson? So far, no dice. TJ Watt is an interesting one. Watt, of course, in the prime of his career, has triple digits in sacks already and is looking to help capitalize on the growth in the edge market that was spurred on by Myles Garrett. It wasn't all that long ago that Nick Bosa was the average per year king in the edge rush room. Garrett blew the ceiling off of the edge rusher market when he signed his $40 million per year contract extension. Watt is nowhere close to that dollar amount and is neck and neck with Myles Garrett in just about every major pass rush statistical category. So it's not a surprise to see him potentially looking to get a new deal done sooner rather than later. And because he's not playing on a rookie contract and has had significant earnings, he's better suited to take those six figures in fines to prove to the Steelers just how serious he really is. What will be interesting to watch from here with Watt is this. The Steelers just figured out what their situation was and the compensation for quarterback Aaron Rodgers. With that piece now in place, and the Steelers reportedly making phone calls for pass catchers, what domino falls next? And does that mean TJ Watt will have to wait into training camp? If it does, that could be a bit of a buzzkill for a team that obviously has high aspirations for themselves based on the signing of Rodgers this offseason. But these are not the only holdouts in place. Terry McLaurin's saga with Washington has stretched out for weeks. He has not been present in recent weeks for the on-field workouts and organized team activities. But also Jonnu Smith, the tight end from the Miami Dolphins, who had a career year in 2024, is looking to cash in going into a contract year in which he's scheduled to make just $4 million in compensation. That is a woefully underpaid number relative to some of the tight end contracts that were signed by blocking tight ends this offseason. The Dolphins are waiting to figure out what happens with Jalen Ramsey, who has an excused absence from minicamp. That's an important notation to make as well, as they look to move on and trade him. Some teams have a lot of balls in the air right now and are trying to juggle them all and get things fit into place before the end of minicamp or alternatively the start of training camp. Keep a watchful eye on these situations to find out whose decision to put their team's feet to the fire or alternatively play nice in the sandbox could help spur some movement towards a new deal.